Bitcoin is still trading inside of this symmetrical triangle with small little fake outs happening yesterday night and evening. Of course, we warned you guys exactly about that in yesterday's video because we are still trading inside of a weekend, but on the bigger picture, we are going to be expecting a big breakout happening beginning next week. We are still fighting on towards this resistance level, and as well, we are forming a pretty neat and pretty clear support level right here. So either way, we need to make a decision if we are going to be breaking this one out towards the upside, break above resistance, or break this one out towards the downside. Well, we are going to be seeing this move being created early next week because we are going to be expecting another round of inflation rate getting released. So this, alongside with many more very important Bitcoin charts, we need to take a look in towards. But without any further ado, let's have a look in towards the imminent short term. And what we can be seeing is that we are perfectly right now consolidating underneath our CME gap. Our CME gap is all the way above at about the 28.1k level. And of course, as we already know, this level is acting as a magnet. So beginning next week, we will probably be trading at around these levels. And if this is not going to be the case, if we are not going to be trading at about these levels, we are going to be creating a CME gap. And whenever we are going to be doing that, well, in that scenario, we are likely to be filling our CME gap, just like we did over here. We filled our CME gap right away with an upwards bounce. So yeah, either way, we are going to be returning towards that 28.1k level. And what we can be seeing on this chart is that whenever we are going to be returning towards that level, well, we are going to be breaking out our symmetrical triangle towards the upside. Okay, so we do have a pretty high likelihood of us actually breaking this symmetrical triangle towards the upside. And this will be very significant because whenever that will be happening, we are also going to be breaking above this resistance level. And whenever we are going to be doing that, well, we are also going to be breaking back in towards this range. And then definitely, I do think we can be once again reaching our top side resistance. So yes, this symmetrical triangle right here will be very important for the Bitcoin price. And this symmetrical triangle is expected to break out at least before 48 hours or at the very maximum 72 hours, because at that moment we are going to be reaching our apex and we will need to make a decision if we are either going to be breaking this one towards the downside or towards the upside. So the next Bitcoin move will come early next week. And in my opinion, yes, I do think it will be more likely that we are going to be breaking this one out towards the upside because of these longer term charts. But in the end of the day, we do have the chance to break this one out towards the upside or towards the downside. I do think towards the upside is more likely, but towards the downside is also a very possible scenario. So that is already very important for the short term. But what is more important is that actually whenever we are going to be breaking above this resistance level, which we are going to be doing whenever we are going to be breaking this symmetrical triangle towards the upside, well, at the same time, we are also going to be breaking this resistance level. And as you can be seeing, this one is very significant for the Bitcoin price. This is maybe the most important resistance level to break right now for the Bitcoin price. And at the same time, we are also creating this inverse head and shoulders pattern. So whenever we are going to be breaking above this resistance level, it is going to be very important. We are going to be blasting off towards the upside. Okay, now we are still in this weekly uptrend. It will be more likely that we are going to be breaking this one anytime soon towards the upside. So you should just prepare yourself. And whenever we are going to be breaking above this 31k level, that is truly the moment where the official bull market will start, in my opinion. Whenever we are going to be breaking that level, we have our next resistance level all the way up at about the 40k level. And in between these two levels, we do not really have any kind of a resistance. So we will experience a very big pump whenever we are going to be breaking above these levels, which initially is going to be initiated by this symmetrical triangle in the short term. That is why this short-term pattern is so important. And in about 4 days, we are going to be getting our inflation rate numbers once again getting released. So we are still pretty early with having a look towards these actual numbers right now, because this actual data is not really priced in towards the Bitcoin charts just yet. It will be getting priced in towards the charts in the coming few days, but this data that we are right now predicting with the consensus and the forecast is actually pretty bullish. The core inflation rate is expected to drop with about 0.2%. That is looking very good because the core inflation rate is the most important number the Federal Reserve is actually looking towards. Now, the normal CPI is expected to stay the same, about the same, so that is still looking pretty good in my opinion. So probably bullish data will be getting released next week on October the 12th. So that is pretty important to keep in mind. This will be getting priced in towards the Bitcoin charts in the coming few days. And I do expect in the coming few days will be rather a bit more bullish for the Bitcoin price. Now, I have talked about this on my Twitter profile right here, and this is a bit more for the longer term, but eventually, inevitably, the money printer will once again be turned on again, and this is going to be bullish for Bitcoin. Whenever more money printing is going on, well, that inevitably means that Bitcoin's price is also going up. And historically speaking, every single financial problem the United States has encountered, well, all of them have been tackled with more money printing going on. So whenever every single problem is going to be getting solved with more money printing, well, that will inevitably mean that hyperinflation is going to be imminent. We are already seeing that right now, more and more money printing going on. Right now, the United States is also $33.5 trillion in debt. So that is absolutely huge. You need to own Bitcoin right now. This is why Bitcoin has the potential in the end of the day to break these massive patterns towards the upside and actually reach these price targets. This is also exactly the reason why on a long enough time frame I will always be bullish on Bitcoin. But whenever we are going to be breaking this symmetrical triangle towards the upside, that will be absolutely huge for the short term. And with that being said, make sure to be following me on Twitter to stay up to date about every single market development, and I'll see you guys in another update video tomorrow morning.